House Bill 277, the Transportation Investment Act of 2010. This is the proposed regional sales tax, 1% sales tax that was passed by the House, or by the Georgia legislature and signed into law last year. And what it does is create 12 special taxing districts around the state of Georgia for transportation improvements. In our area, they serve the same boundaries, the same 18 counties as the Southern Georgia Regional Commission. They, in December, elected the Regional Transportation Roundtable. That is the body that gets to select the projects, the transportation projects. The project submittal process that we're currently going through, we're working with all the local governments to submit all of their projects that they want to put on the list to be considered for the voters. Those are all due to the Regional Commission on March 30th of this year. The roundtable, there will be a project selection process in May and June and July of the summer, where there's an executive committee that the roundtable is appointed to take this list of projects, and we're estimating between 300 and 400 projects in our 18-county region, down to one that is constrained by the dollars that the state economist says we can generate in our region. The numbers right now show that we can generate between $55 and $88 million per year over the next 10 years for this tax. They're going to try to get those projects down to fit those numbers. In October of this year, the roundtable must select projects to present to the voters. The voters will vote on this in a referendum on August 21st of 2012, and if it is passed by the voters, the tax collection will begin in 2013. There are penalties or incentives, however you'd like to look at it in the law. If the roundtable cannot agree to a project list by October, all local governments must match their current money that they receive from the state DOT at a rate of 50%. So if you receive $100,000, before you can draw down that $100,000, you have to pay the $50,000 up front. In many of our smaller communities, that is an issue, where that is the money that they depend on to do any kind of road or transportation improvement. Communities like Lowndes County, Valdosta, they really don't receive a whole lot of money to make a big difference in their transportation budgets from that source of funding. But in a lot of the other smaller communities in our region, because it's the regional tax, you have to look at all of the communities. That can be an issue. If the voters do not approve the tax, the match goes to 30%. If the voters do approve the tax, the match goes to 10%. The money from the tax can be used to pay your 10% match. That is one of the big projects that we're working on right now, and like I said, you'll hear more about that coming up. But it has a lot of impact on in economic development, industrial development, things like that in our region, and things to be aware of for you. Are there any questions?